record this today. There you go. Because when our speaker speaks, we put that on our YouTube for other people to enjoy it if they did not have the chance to join us live today. After our presentation today, we will introduce guests and have announcements, and then we will go into our networking groups. After the networking groups, we'll have a chance for shout outs today. So with that, I'm going to take a moment to tell you a little bit about our hosts, the Lake Oswego Sustainability Network. Dorothy Atwood, like most of you, is a community treasure. She has lived here in Lake Oswego for more than 30 years and is one of the 5 founders of the Sustainability Network. She was a sustainability consultant for 20 years before she recently retired, and she now serves on the board of Hunger Fighters. I met her at least 8 or 10 years ago on the Comprehensive Plan Committee for the city of Lake Oswego, and she's probably a great advocate for being a part of your city. Today, she's going to talk about sustainability and business and how we can work with the city and everybody who's working on sustainability to make our city a better place. Dorothy, I'm going to ask everybody to go on mute and turn the screen over to you.
Well, thank you, Liz. I think I've actually known you closer to 20 years. That comprehensive plan update, I think, was in the late 90s. Hard to believe. No. We were 12 when that happened. Okay, so it's great to be here. We've been members of the chamber now for some time, and I'm really excited that we're doing more collaborative work. I see Kim Clifton on the call, and she is our official chamber liaison. Morning, Kim, and I'm going to get right into this because I know that we have Liz will keep us on track. So let's see if I can get this. I just did this share before, so here we go. Sustainability. So and it's the 18th of June. Can you believe it? So who are we? So the Lake Oswego Sustainability Network, as Liz said, we started it in 2013. There were 5 of us that got together and thought, there should be a sustainability voice or a community voice, and the rest is history. We really work to connect people that have common goals and want to have a great future for our community. We have a network of over 800 community members. And if you'd like to become on our network newsletter, just drop your email in the chat and I'll add you in. And we collaborate with partners, organizations like the chamber, the school district, and businesses. So this is a lot of words, but it's our vision and our mission. And I just highlighted a few things that I wanted to bring to your attention, that our vision for the community is really this flourishing and thriving city with a vibrant economy. The economy is really an important element of sustainability that lots of people think of just the environment. Also, it includes social equity. For our organization, like many organizations, we've been looking more at diversity, equity, and inclusion and how that's incorporated in our organization. And during our strategic planning this year, we added this for our organization, that we want to do our work in a just and equitable manner. And we do it through collaboration. And again, in our mission, promoting economically, ecologically, and socially healthy community, though that 3-pronged thing you'll hear over and over again. And you're welcome to go to our website and dive into more information about our organization, losn.org. So what do we do? A lot of it is community outreach. We have activities. We started this in 2021 monthly Zoom forums. There's got to be some silver linings to the pandemic, and it's our Zoom ability, and this has been great. We have monthly newsletters. We hosted city and school board candidate forums. Liz participated in our school board candidate forum earlier that we co-hosted with Respond to Racism. We have events around electric vehicles. We have repair fairs, celebrations on an annual basis. We also support the Clackamas County's Leader in Sustainability Certification Program, which many businesses here in Lake Oswego and other organizations participate in. We work with the schools, we also have interfaith, and we do partner collaboration specifically with, you know, the chamber, the school district, and other businesses. So what is sustainability? A lot of people don't know. They think they know, but I just wanted to put a couple of my favorite definitions there. You know, again, it's the triple bottom line. There are three parts of it: the economy, social equity, and the environment. That's 3 E's, if you want to say. I also like this one, the golden rule through time. It's having that forward thinking, that you don't just think about how things are going today, but how can you pay it forward, and how can you make sure that future generations have the same opportunities that we do? And then I just wanted to put our own city has a definition of sustainability, and it has these same themes. Yes.
Dorothy, I'm going to stop you for a moment. I had somebody say they could not see your slides. Is anybody else experiencing that? Could you just chime in?
I just see the first slide.
Yeah, me too. Just
Really?
The slides are not progressing.
Oh, huh. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me see if I can do this a different way.
Now different slides are showing up.
Well, I'm showing all my slides now. Let's see if I can get this full screen. Let's see. Oh, isn't technology fun?
Were you clicking through on your presentation?
I wasn't clicking on the presentation. I don't, you know, let me just see if I can.
Yeah, you have to click through it.
There, is this changing now?
No.
Well, we see the front page, but you have to manually click it.
I was manually clicking on my computer and then also on the, oh dear. So, you know, let me see. Well, Liz, do you want to do it? Because we could see your whole screen.
Oh, could you? Okay. Well,
I
then
mean,
I'll
we
just
could see the whole slide, but let's see. I'm just trying to think. But this is probably too small. Oh,
go
that's okay.
ahead.
Go
Come
no,
back
go
to share. Okay. All right.
Okay, so you guys know what this is about. I already talked about that. And can you see that okay? Okay, yeah. Who we are, our mission and vision. You'll all go to our website now and read all about it.
And we can send out the slide deck to everyone.
Yeah, that'd be great. So some of our activities we talked about, and then let's see, define these definitions, the triple bottom line, the golden rule, and then I was just getting to the Lake Oswego definition, which also has those focuses about looking towards the future, making sure future generations, and having those 3 elements, the economy. But let's just stay there for a second. So this is just to remind you that sustainability is really big in our community right now. Our city council adopted sustainability as one of its goals. The Lake Oswego School District just adopted its 5-year strategic plan. Its new strategic plan, and sustainability is one of the 4 priorities. And then I just want what I want to focus mostly on from here on out is the Leaders in Sustainability Certification Program, which is done by Clackamas County. They are an amazing resource for businesses. So let's go up here to the next slide. And show a little bit more detail on the Leaders in Sustainability. So they have 4 main elements of practices, practices that are to minimize waste, practices to conserve energy and water, practices to prevent pollution, and then practices that support their staff and community. So you can see again, they're looking at both the environment, but that supporting staff and community is a piece of the social equity and making sure that society is taken in account as well. So under each of these elements, they have different specific practices, and you get a certain number of points, and you get certification once you garner a certain number of points in each of these for each of these elements. And some of the benefits, there have been studies that show that businesses that have sustainability practices attract and retain employees, that you get good marketing recognition through this program, and you get cost savings. When you are conserving energy and water and doing things in a smart and intentional way, you're going to be saving money as well as the resources. So the next slide shows you some of our local businesses that are right here in Lake Oswego. And hark, aren't all of these chamber members? I believe they are. And these are just a few of the practices that these organizations have undertaken to achieve certification under the Leaders Program. Changing out lighting at Yakima products to LEDs, and they have a sustainability team that focuses on sustainability practices. Mary's Woods, they've installed low flow toilets and they compost their food waste. A Dyke, they also have energy efficient lighting, and you can imagine with that jewelry needing the really high intensity light, and also using recycled content metals, precious metals for their jewelry. Yakima and Babica Hen restaurants, one of the things they do is they take their food waste to St. Vincent de Paul. They also have a sustainability purchasing policy that makes sure that they think about where they're purchasing items. So, and this is it, get involved. You too can become a partner with us. No, it'd be great. And if you want to sign up for the newsletter, they go out monthly. We have some action alerts for activities like upcoming forums and things like that. You can get more information about us on our website, the Leaders in Sustainability. You can Google it directly, or when you get the slide deck, you can use that link. And I want to do a couple shout outs here. Linda Ganzini is on this call, if she can wave, and myself. Do a lot of we're the main focus people in our organization on business, but I also want to give a shout out to Duke Castle, who's also one of my fellow founding members of LOSN, and Mike Purim, who's a chamber member and also on our board of directors of the Lake Oswego Sustainability Network. So sorry for those technological faux pas, but if there are any questions, I'd be happy to entertain them.
Oh, go ahead, Anastasia.
Hi, Dorothy. Question in terms of what you've seen from the pandemic. Are you seeing any lasting changes, sustainability, like both negative and positive from that?
That's a really good question. And, it's probably too soon to say what lasting changes are, but I think the big things that I see trends are just this, doing a lot more virtual meetings versus in person, and that saves all sorts of resources, transportation and time and things like that. The other statistic I recently read was that although air travel is coming back, the sector that's coming back the fastest is leisure and pleasure travel, vacation travel, and that business travel is not coming back as fast. And that could also be a lasting effect, that there'll be less travel, that businesses will find that they can conduct business effectively with a fraction of the air travel that they thought. And then I guess the third thing I would say is, I think we all read about how Manhattan in New York and even here in Portland, the downtown areas just went dead when people didn't come. I think that businesses will bring people back to offices, but I think that it's going to be less, and it will be, there'll be a lot more opportunity for remote work. So, and those are all good for people, give them better work-life balance, as well as good for sustainability and good for the environment. Lynette.
Hi, Dorothy. I have a question. As I walk around town, I see lots of homes being built, and to me, it looks like a lot of the construction scrap is not being recycled. But I wondered, is that a big problem, or what do you know about that type of the home waste and scraps as they build?
Well, I know that Lake Oswego recently implemented a deconstruction incentive for folks that if they want to, if they're going to rebuild, they get an incentive to deconstruct and recycle as much of and reuse as much of that material as possible. If you have heard Rachel Verdick, our city councilor, and she was here, talk about historic, her passion is historic preservation. And one of her things that she says, the most sustainable home is the home that's still there and not one that's destroyed and rebuilt, because you're reusing those resources and things like that. So yeah, absolutely. New construction, consumption in general, not just building new houses, but buying new clothes, buying new cars, buying new stuff. One of the monikers I always have is, can I get it used instead of new, is the first thing I go to. And or the need versus want. Do I really need it? And it might be 3 years that I have to think about, do I really need it then before I say, yeah, I really do. Well, maybe I don't, but yeah. So yeah, consumption and all of that is tied into it. And again, you can say consumption, if you don't buy it, you save money too. Other questions? Great questions.
Great questions, and we'll have folks from sustainability. Probably there'll be somebody in each of your groups, and one of the questions after you introduce yourselves today will be to have a discussion. And Dorothy, when we get to that point, I will ask you to give us our discussion topic. If there are no further questions, and I see no further hands up, we're going to go on to chamber announcements. I am very pleased to announce today that we have a number of the Leadership Lake Oswego graduates with us. So when I call your name, raise your hand, and we want to congratulate you and give you a round of applause. Anastasia U. Meisner. There we go. And we have Stephanie Blahos and Amy Valentine. And I thought I saw Dr. Rami on here. There, do we see Dr. Rami? Great.
I am here, but I'm not on video. I'm driving, sorry.
Nope, that is fine. Great. Everyone is giving you a round of applause, and I hope I didn't miss anyone. There were 22 graduates who were up at Iron Light yesterday. They met each other for the very first time, because Leadership Lake Oswego has been virtual for the entire year, and you'll see some pictures in the paper and in the newsletter. So thank you so much for going through the Leadership Lake Oswego program. We're very pleased about that. The ambassadors are looking at when we will go to in-person networking, so just watch that newsletter. We will give you a good advance notice and some guidelines for how we're meeting together. But I think the one thing they agreed on is that we will continue to do once a month virtual networking, because it allows everybody to see each other and to attend remote and do those types of things. And I also understand that the city of Lake Oswego, even though there will not be a 4th of July parade, the Lake Corporation will be doing fireworks this year. So watch for where the watching locations will be. And finally, the Guide to Lake Oswego, we are updating all of our member information. And July 23rd is the deadline if you want to put a display ad in there to enhance your experience. There's one other thing that I think you should know. If you know of a small business that didn't get any recovery money, the Clackamas County has another $600,000. The application process will open today at 8 o'clock and close on Wednesday, the 23rd. These are $7,500 grants. And businesses that have not received money in the past, that would be restaurants, hospitality. Actually, it was a pretty broad categorization, will be considered for that grant. And even if you have received a grant before, you will be eligible as well. But I believe the first ones will be those who have not received anything. So take a look in the newsletter that you just received this morning. There is a link, and you can forward that on to any business you know that still needs help from COVID. And with that, I do want to have some people introduce themselves who haven't been here for a while or here are here for the first time. So let's start with Duke Castle. Can you just introduce yourself?
Sure. Yeah. Well, I'm a colleague of Dorothy's. Was involved in getting LOSN started. Been living in Lake Oswego since 1984. I was also involved in getting the Leaders in Sustainability program from the county off the ground. And boy, Lake Oswego really took off in a big way on that. So there you go.
Great. Thank you, Duke. Let's hear Ashley. We haven't seen you for a while.
That's awesome. Thank you. I'm Ashley McArdle. I'm with Clackamas Women's Services. I am in the development department. If you're not familiar, Clackamas Women's Services is a nonprofit here in the county serving survivors of domestic and sexual violence. We have been still serving folks. Still, our emergency shelter is still not working, but we are working to get that back open. It's still a wonderful distribution hub, and we're still housing lots of folks in different types of housing and providing all the services. I did want to say one little thing is that we did redo our website, and I am going to put the link in the chat. And it's exciting for us too, because it's really participant service forward. So it's a lot easier for folks to find ways to access our services. We even have a confidential chat on there too. So I'll share that, but it's pretty exciting. And yeah, we're really proud of that. So thank you for letting me share.
Great. Thank you, Ashley. Mike Perham.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Mike. I'm a colleague of Duke and Dorothy's on the board of LOSN for a few years now. I run my own, I run Contributed Systems, a enterprise software vendor here in Lake Oswego. And yes, I am a member of the chamber also, although I don't participate as much as I probably should. But thank you for doing this and having us this morning.
Mike, welcome. It is great to see you here at Networking. And we have a first-time guest here this morning of Stephanie's. And go ahead, Tom.
Thank you, Liz. Yeah, my name is Tom Berg, and I'm actually a member of the Oregon City Chamber of Commerce. So thank you, Lake Oswego Chamber. And thank you, Stephanie, for inviting me. I appreciate it so much. My name is Tom Berg, again, with Ledger's Bookkeeping. And what I do is bookkeeping that comes with a CPA. So we build a simple financial infrastructure for small businesses so that they can get financial information they need and CPA advice year-round and tax planning year-round, all for a monthly amount of $2.99 a month, no billable hour ever, monthly contracts, and really get you the information that you need so that you can take your business to the next level. So thank you so much for inviting me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, welcome, Tom. Glad to have you here today. So with that, we are going to send you into breakout into small groups, and the ambassadors have asked us to keep you to 4 people if we can. When we come back, we're going to ask one person from the group to report, and because of the number of groups today, you can keep it to about a 90-second report. Just tell us who was in your group and what they do, so we make sure we've gotten to hear from everybody. Dorothy, I'm going to ask you what the question is that people can talk amongst themselves this morning.
It's a really, really complex question, so listen carefully. I'm asking you, what are some current sustainability practices that you have in your business, or what are some practices that you would like to undertake?
And I am going to check. I see Dr. Rami's hand up. I think it probably went up when he